Have you ever noticed how certain nights feel different, as if something unseen is leaning closer, waiting for your attention? Tonight is one of those nights. And the fact that you're listening right now is not random, not accidental, and not something you should brush aside. There is a reason this prayer found you before Christmas, and there is a reason it's touching your life at this precise moment. Money has a way of surprising us when spiritual alignment meets divine timing, and tonight, that alignment is already in motion. Let me ask you something personal. How many times have you felt like you were right on the edge of financial relief, only to have something pull it away at the last moment? How many times have you worked hard, prayed faithfully, stayed hopeful, yet somehow the breakthrough never fully arrived? Joseph Murphy taught that these moments are not proof of failure. They are signals, indicators that something deeper is happening beneath the surface of what you can see. Tonight is not about struggle. Tonight is about release. Something has been building quietly in the unseen realm, and as these words reach your consciousness, that build-up is reaching its breaking point. Money is not just paper or numbers in an account. It is energy, movement, flow. And when that flow has been restricted for too long, the universe responds with correction. That correction often comes suddenly, unexpectedly, and right on time. You may not realize it yet, but this prayer is not starting something new. It is unlocking something that was already prepared for you. There are moments when the mind becomes receptive in a way it usually isn't, and those moments allow spiritual law to activate without resistance. This is one of those moments. Tonight you are positioned to receive. Think about the weight you've been carrying, the quiet anxiety about bills, the calculations you do in your head before spending even a small amount, the way you've learned to lower your expectations just to protect yourself from disappointment. None of that means you were weak. It means you endured. And endurance creates authority. Authority is what shifts outcomes. Joseph Murphy often emphasized that the subconscious mind responds most powerfully when emotion, belief, and declaration align. That is what's happening right now. As you listen, something inside you is recognizing truth, even if your conscious mind hasn't fully caught up yet. That recognition is the doorway through which change enters. Tonight, we are not asking out of desperation. We are declaring from understanding. There is a difference. When you beg, you reinforce lack. When you declare, you activate law. The universe responds to certainty, not pleading. And certainty is being restored to you right now. If you've ever wondered why money seems to come easily to others while you struggle just to stay afloat, understand this flow follows belief. Not surface belief, not what you say out loud, but what has been impressed deep into the subconscious. Tonight, that impression is being rewritten. Old patterns are loosening their grip. Old narratives are dissolving. You didn't inherit scarcity by accident. You learned it through repetition, observation, and experience. And anything that can be learned can be unlearned. Tonight, the cycle breaks. Not gradually, not someday, now. There is something powerful about nights like this, especially as Christmas approaches. The collective focus on giving, receiving, expectation, and hope creates a fertile spiritual atmosphere. In that atmosphere, intentions move faster. Outcomes arrive sooner. What might have taken months can unfold in days. Right now, take a moment and let your body relax. Release the tension in your shoulders. Breathe more slowly. This is important because a relaxed state allows the subconscious to receive instruction without resistance. As you soften, the prayer moves deeper. Money is already moving toward you. You may not know the source yet, and you don't need to. The how is never your responsibility. Your role is alignment. And alignment is happening as you listen. Unexpected money often arrives through ordinary channels. A delayed payment suddenly clears. An opportunity resurfaces. A conversation opens a door you thought was closed. A gift arrives without warning. These are not coincidences. They are orchestrations. They are responses. Tonight, the pressure that has been sitting on your finances is lifting. The heaviness you've felt is not permanent. It has an expiration date, and that date is approaching faster than you think. Before Christmas, You will see evidence, not vague signs, but tangible proof that something has shifted. Let this truth settle in: you are not behind. You are right on time. What felt like delay was preparation. What felt like loss was redirection. What felt like silence was accumulation. Joseph Murphy spoke about the law of reversed effort, the idea that forcing creates resistance while alignment creates flow. Tonight you stop forcing. You stop chasing. You allow. As you allow, something remarkable begins to happen. The subconscious mind, which has been conditioned to expect struggle, begins to open to a new expectation. That expectation acts like a magnet, and what it attracts is not small, not symbolic, but sufficient and surprising. There is a reason the word surprise matters here. Surprises bypass skepticism. They arrive before doubt can interfere. And the universe loves to work that way when someone has endured long enough without losing their inner light. You may have felt invisible, overlooked, like your efforts didn't count. Tonight, recognition begins, value is restored, compensation follows. This prayer is not about convincing a higher power to do something. It is about aligning your inner state with a law that is always active. Prosperity is not something you earn through suffering. It is something you allow through understanding. If you've ever felt guilty for wanting more, let that guilt go now. Desire is not selfish. Desire is directional. It points you toward expansion. Expansion is natural. The universe expands constantly. You are part of that movement. Tonight, scarcity loses its authority over you. The mental habits that kept you bracing for disappointment are being replaced with quiet confidence. Confidence does not shout. It rests. And from that rest, action happens effortlessly. As Christmas approaches, joy is meant to increase, not anxiety. Celebration is meant to replace worry. Provision is meant to support peace. These are not luxuries. They are natural states when alignment is restored. Right now, there are adjustments being made beyond your awareness. People are thinking about you. Decisions are shifting. Circumstances are rearranging. The timing is intentional. The outcome is favorable. You don't need to check constantly. You don't need to stress about when. Expectation works best when it's calm. Calm expectation signals trust. Trust accelerates results. Tonight, let yourself imagine waking up to good news, not forcefully, gently. See yourself reading a message that changes your mood instantly. See relief washing through your body. That image is planting a seed. Joseph Murphy taught that images impressed upon a relaxed mind tend to externalize as experience. This is not imagination for entertainment. This is imagination as instruction. Your financial atmosphere is changing. The patterns that drained you are being interrupted. The cycle of just enough is giving way to more than enough. This is not excess. This is balance being restored. If you've been holding on by faith alone, understand that faith has been noticed. Persistence carries weight in the unseen. Tonight, that weight tips the scale. You may feel emotional as you listen. That's a sign of release. Emotions move energy, let them flow. Tears, relief, warmth, stillness, all are signals that something is unlocking. Money surprises often come when least expected, but never without cause. The cause is alignment. The cause is readiness. The cause is now. There is a calm assurance settling into you, a sense that something is different. Trust that feeling. It is not imagination. It is recognition. Before Christmas, you will have a story, not one of struggle, but one of turnaround. When you share it, people will be surprised by how quickly things changed. You'll know it wasn't luck. It was timing. This prayer continues working even after you stop listening. The words have already entered the subconscious. They are rearranging assumptions, and assumptions shape outcomes. You are allowed to receive without guilt. You are allowed to enjoy without fear. You are allowed to relax into provision. As the days move closer to Christmas, stay open, stay observant, stay grateful in advance. Gratitude is not denial of struggle, it is recognition of movement. Something is already on its way to you. It may not look dramatic at first, but it will feel unmistakable. Relief has a texture, you'll recognize it. Tonight marks a turning point, not because of effort, but because of alignment. Not because you demanded, but because you allowed. Rest now in this truth. Money will surprise you before Christmas. Not as a test, not as a tease, but as confirmation. Confirmation that the law responds, confirmation that timing is real, confirmation that you are supported. Let this prayer settle, let it work. And when the surprise arrives, receive it fully, without disbelief, without hesitation. You are ready. As this prayer continues to move through you, understand that what has been set in motion does not reverse. Spiritual law does not tease, delay, or withdraw once alignment is achieved. When the subconscious accepts a new truth, the outer world must reorganize to match it. That reorganization is already underway. There are moments when life feels quiet right before a shift. Not silent in a peaceful way, but still as if everything is holding its breath. If you've felt that stillness lately, that sense that something is about to change but hasn't yet shown itself, recognize it for what it is. It is the pause before movement, the space where intention solidifies into form. Tonight, we speak directly to the part of your mind that has been conditioned to expect disappointment. That pattern ends here. You no longer need to prepare yourself for loss. You no longer need to assume that good news will be followed by bad. That cycle has completed its lesson and has no further authority over you. Joseph Murphy explained that the subconscious mind accepts what is repeated with feeling. And for far too long, your life has repeated stress, pressure, and survival. Tonight, a new repetition begins. One of ease, one of provision, one of support that arrives without strain. You may not have realized how much energy you've spent just trying to stay afloat. How exhausting it has been to constantly calculate, anticipate, and brace yourself. That exhaustion was not a weakness. It was a signal that you were operating under a belief system that no longer fits who you are becoming. Right now, the idea that money can arrive unexpectedly is settling into you as something normal. Not miraculous, not unbelievable, normal. That shift alone changes everything, because what feels normal is what the subconscious allows to repeat. You are not meant to struggle endlessly. Life is not designed to punish effort. When struggle persists, it is usually because an old belief is still running the system. Tonight, the system is being updated. As Christmas draws closer, notice how your inner dialogue changes. Thoughts that once spiraled into worry will lose their intensity. You may catch yourself feeling calmer about things that used to trigger anxiety. That calm is not denial. It is evidence that trust is replacing fear. Money responds to trust. Not reckless trust, but grounded trust. The kind that says, I don't see it yet, but I know it's handled. That knowing sends a powerful signal. It tells the subconscious that it no longer needs to protect you through tension. Protection through tension is exhausting. Protection through alignment is effortless. You are stepping into a season where solutions appear more quickly than problems. Where answers arrive before panic has time to build. Where support shows up before desperation sets in. This is not fantasy. This is how life behaves when resistance dissolves. There are people who will think you were simply lucky. They won't see the inner work. They won't know the nights you spent worrying. They won't understand the quiet shift that happened tonight. And that's okay. This transformation doesn't require explanation. As you move forward from this moment, let yourself act as if relief is already guaranteed. Not arrogantly, calmly. That attitude changes how you speak, how you decide, how you respond. And those small changes create large results. If doubt tries to resurface, don't fight it. Fighting gives it energy. Instead, acknowledge it and let it pass. Doubt is just an old habit checking to see if it still belongs. It doesn't. Your financial story is being edited. The chapters that were heavy are closing. The tone is changing. The pace is accelerating. Before Christmas, you will notice that something you were worried about resolves itself more easily than expected. That is the first confirmation. Pay attention to it. Gratitude locks it in. Then another shift will follow. Perhaps money you weren't counting on. Perhaps an opportunity that feels almost too convenient. Perhaps a reduction of an expense that frees up space. Each of these is part of the same movement. Nothing arrives alone. Blessings travel in patterns. You are allowed to enjoy this. You are allowed to feel excited without fear of disappointment. Anticipation does not jinx outcomes. Expectation amplifies them. As you continue listening, or even after you stop, this prayer remains active. It is not bound by time or repetition. It has already been accepted by the part of you that governs experience. Tonight, you can rest differently, sleep differently, breathe differently. The burden you've been carrying does not need to come with you into tomorrow. And when the money surprise arrives, receive it fully. Don't downplay it. Don't rationalize it away. Let it stand as proof that alignment works, that timing is precise, and that you are supported in ways you may never fully see. This is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of a lighter one. Before Christmas, relief will meet you. Before Christmas, provision will find you. Before Christmas, something will shift that you cannot unsee. And when it does, you'll remember this night. Not as a moment of wishing, but as the moment everything quietly changed. As this shift continues to unfold, it's important to understand that what is happening now is not fragile. It does not require constant focus or effort to sustain it. Once the subconscious accepts a new expectation, it operates automatically. You don't have to hold it together. You don't have to manage it. You only have to stay open. There is a gentle confidence beginning to replace the urgency you once felt. That urgency came from fear of not having enough. Confidence comes from knowing provision is already arranged. This difference may feel subtle at first, but it changes the way life responds to you. You may notice that conversations feel different, opportunities seem closer, decisions feel clearer. These are not random changes. They are signals that your internal alignment is affecting your external environment. Joseph Murphy taught that the subconscious mind is most receptive when the conscious mind stops interfering. Tonight, you are not analyzing or forcing meaning. You are receiving, and receiving is powerful. Money surprises do not announce themselves ahead of time. They arrive quietly, sometimes disguised as ordinary events, a phone call, an email, a message, a realization. Stay attentive but not tense, expectant but relaxed. There is nothing you need to fix about yourself to deserve this. Worthiness is not something you earn through exhaustion. It is something you recognize through truth. And the truth is, you were never meant to struggle endlessly. The days ahead carry a different energy for you, not rushed, not heavy, but open. As Christmas approaches, you will feel moments of peace where there used to be worry. Let those moments expand. They are previews. If your mind tries to revisit old fears, gently remind it that the situation has changed. You don't need to argue with fear. You only need to stop obeying it. Tonight, a new agreement has been made within you. An agreement that says, I allow support, I allow ease, I allow provision to reach me in unexpected ways. That agreement is powerful. It instructs the subconscious to seek solutions instead of threats, to notice opportunities instead of obstacles, to expect success instead of delay. You are not waiting anymore. You are allowing. Before Christmas, you will look back on this moment and realize it was quieter than you expected. Not dramatic, not overwhelming, just true. True in a way that settled something deep inside you. Let that truth continue working. You don't need to do anything else. The surprise is already on its way. As this understanding settles deeper, you may begin to sense a subtle but unmistakable shift in how you relate to time. The urgency that once made every day feel like a race is loosening. You are no longer counting down in anxiety. You are counting forward in quiet expectation. That change alone opens doors that pressure never could. There is a rhythm returning to your life, a natural pace where things unfold without constant effort. When you move in this rhythm, you stop missing what's meant for you. You stop overlooking the very opportunities you once prayed for. Joseph Murphy reminded us that the subconscious does not respond to force, but to acceptance. Acceptance is not resignation, it is alignment, and alignment is happening now. You may notice that your thoughts about money are becoming less emotional, less charged. That's not indifference, that's balance. Balance allows clarity. Clarity invites solutions. When the mind is no longer overwhelmed by fear, it becomes creative. Ideas surface. Insights appear. Paths reveal themselves. Sometimes the money surprise arrives not just as cash, but as a realization that leads to income relief or expansion. Stay open to all forms of support. The universe is not limited in how it provides. It does not follow your assumptions, it exceeds them. As Christmas draws nearer, let yourself feel moments of gratitude before the evidence fully appears. Gratitude is not pretending everything is fine. It is acknowledging that something is already moving. That acknowledgement accelerates the process. There may be moments when you feel tempted to check, to worry, to calculate. When that happens, pause, take a breath, return to the knowing that this is handled. That pause interrupts old habits and reinforces new outcomes. Nothing is being taken from you anymore. What is leaving your life now are burdens, not blessings. The space they leave behind is being filled with provision. You are stepping into a season where the question is no longer, will it work out? But how did it work out so smoothly? That is the hallmark of alignment. Before Christmas, something will arrive that confirms this shift. It may come quietly, but it will speak loudly to your heart. You will feel it before you fully understand it. When that happens, let yourself receive without analysis. Joy does not need justification. Relief does not need explanation. This prayer has done its work. The seed is planted. The soil is receptive. The timing is exact. Rest now in this certainty. The surprise is real. The movement is underway, and before Christmas you will know, without doubt, that this moment mattered. As the days continue to unfold from this moment, you may notice that your inner world feels steadier than it has in a long time. That steadiness is not accidental. It is the foundation upon which new outcomes are built. When the inner environment stabilizes, the outer environment follows. You no longer need to replay old financial memories to protect yourself. Those memories served their purpose, but they do not get to dictate your future. The mind is learning a new reference point now, one where support is expected rather than questioned. There is a quiet recalibration happening in how you see yourself. You are beginning to recognize that you are not someone who is always catching up. You are someone who is arriving at the right place at the right time, with the right readiness to receive. As Christmas approaches, the contrast between how you felt before and how you feel now will become clearer. Situations that once triggered worry will feel lighter. Decisions that once felt overwhelming will feel manageable. This is not because nothing matters anymore, but because you are no longer carrying everything alone. Money responds to this inner shift because money, at its core, follows confidence. Not forced confidence, but quiet certainty. The kind that doesn't need to prove itself. The kind that trusts the process because it understands the law behind it. You may find yourself letting go of the need to explain how things will work out. Explanations are for the conscious mind. Outcomes are handled elsewhere. Your role is simply to stay aligned with the knowing that something good is already arranged. There is a difference between hoping for relief and expecting it. Hope looks forward with uncertainty. Expectation rests with assurance. Tonight, expectation has replaced hope. Before Christmas, you will encounter a moment that feels like confirmation. It may be small at first, but it will carry a familiar feeling, the feeling of ease. Pay attention to that feeling. It is the signal that the larger movement is real. From this point on, allow yourself to respond to life rather than brace against it. Responding keeps you present. Bracing keeps you stuck in anticipation of loss. Presence allows you to receive what is already arriving. Nothing is required of you right now except trust. Not blind trust, but informed trust, the kind that comes from understanding that spiritual law does not fail once activated. This is a season of gentle unfolding for you. Not struggle, not strain, just movement in the right direction. And as Christmas arrives, you will not arrive empty-handed. You will arrive with evidence. Evidence that alignment matters. Evidence that timing is precise. Evidence that this moment, this prayer, and this shift were all connected. Let that certainty settle fully now. What is meant for you is already finding its way. As this prayer comes to a close, let these final words settle deeply, not just in your thoughts, but in the quiet space beneath them, the space where belief lives, the space where outcomes are shaped. What has been activated tonight does not fade when the sound stops. It continues working, gently, steadily, without effort from you. You do not need to keep revisiting this moment to make it real. Reality is already responding. The unseen has already accepted the instruction. The movement has already begun. From here, things unfold naturally. In the days ahead, trust the small signs, a shift in mood, a sudden calm, a sense of relief without a clear reason. These are not imagined. They are evidence that pressure is lifting and flow is returning. Joseph Murphy taught that once the subconscious accepts a new pattern, it expresses it faithfully. You have given it a new pattern tonight, one of provision, one of support, one of expectation without fear. As Christmas draws near, allow yourself to enjoy the present moment. Don't postpone peace while waiting for proof. Peace is not the reward. Peace is the signal that alignment is complete, and when the money surprise arrives, as it will, receive it fully. Let it confirm what you already know now, that you were never forgotten, that timing was never wrong, that this night mattered. You are supported, you are aligned, and before Christmas, life will show you.